The tax system in Germany is pretty complex. At least that's what you might have heard. And it is true, and in this video you will see why that is. I'll try to explain how the tax system in Germany works. I will also talk about how much tax you would be paying by telling you about something called the tax classes or Steuerklassen in German. And these tax classes determine how much tax you will be paying as an employee here in Germany. I will also explain what determines the tax class as an employee. In some of my previous videos, I have talked about how much a biotechnologist can earn in different industries in Germany, but every time that I've mentioned a salary, it's always before any tax deductions. And with the help of information that I'm going to provide in this video, you can calculate your own taxes and make an estimate for yourselves, which can be very helpful since you can then estimate your financials per month. By the way, if you haven't seen the videos regarding the salaries for biotechnologists in different industries in Germany, which you can see up here, these two videos, and I will mention the links in the description below, or you can find these videos on my channel. I will also mention some links in the description below for you to calculate your own taxes, and all the relevant information, most of which I will be mentioning in this video, in the description below. So let's start the content of this video by talking about some terms regarding the taxes in Germany. The tax classes or Steuerklassen in German determine how much of your salary you will be paying to the state in taxes. So how do the tax classes or Steuerklassen in German actually work? Each employee is assigned a tax class when that person registers for a job. This will show you what percentage of your total salary you will be paying into taxes. And it is worth noticing that in Germany, you always receive your salary after all the taxes are deducted from your salary. That means that you will never receive the amount that was mentioned on your contract by your employer, but instead, the taxes are deducted from your salary every month, and the amount that you're actually going to receive at the end of every month is post-taxes amount. At this point, there are two terms that are interesting to know. The first one is called the Bruttogehalt, which is actually the pre-taxes amount or your pre-taxes salary. And this is the amount, the Bruttogehalt, it is the amount that is mentioned on your working contract by your employer. And the second term that is important to know is your Nettogehalt. And this term is used for the salary after the tax deductions. And the amount that you're going to receive at the end of every month is always going to be your Nettogehalt, which is your post-taxes salary. And the details to all the taxes are always mentioned in your payslip, which you're going to receive at the end of each month. So up until this point, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section, or just click on the links that I'll be mentioning in the description below. Now let's look into the tax classes or Steuerklassen in German here in Germany. And as I mentioned earlier, these tax classes determine how much taxes you will be paying to the states in taxes. So what does your tax class depend on? Your tax class depends on two things. The first one is your family status, like whether you're divorced, you're married, or you're widowed. And the second one is the type of your contract that you have with your employer, which is basically the number of hours that you have to work every week. So these two things determine your tax class. Some people might pay a little bit more than the others, despite being in the same tax class, but the difference in percentage of taxes is not that big within a tax class. More on that later in this video. Now let's look into the tax classes in Germany. There are 6 tax classes in total, designated as tax class number 1 to 6 in a consequential order. And as I mentioned earlier, these tax classes determine how much tax you will be paying as an employee in Germany. Now the tax classes. So the first tax class is of course the tax class 1 or Steuerklasse 1 in German. Most people who start off their professional careers are assigned tax class 1 because this tax class is designated to singles without any kids. So people who are single, divorced or widowed generally have tax class 1, and if you're starting, obviously you're single, most probably you're single, so you will most probably be assigned the tax class number 1. Later in this video, you will come to find out the components and structure of this tax class, because in my opinion, it is the most important one to know, because you as a student, after you're done with your studies, you will be starting your professional career, and most probably you will be having or you will be assigned the tax class number 1. So watch this video till the end to find out how much taxes you as a starter will be paying if you were to work in Germany. And at this point, I would like to mention that people who make less than 10,900 euros in year 2023 won't need to pay any taxes in Germany. And you only have to pay taxes if you make more than this amount in 2023. And this amount is also called the Grundfreibetrag. And above this amount, depending on your family status, you would be assigned a tax class accordingly. This class is for people who are single but have kids. So they are relieved up to some amount from their taxes. This can of course depend on how many kids you have and how much you earn every year. And in this tax class, you can be relieved from your taxes up to 4,260 euros every year. And again, this depends on how many kids you have and how much do you make every year. And of course, there are some rare cases in this class, just like in every other class, but we won't get into that right now. And if you have watched this video up until now, give it a thumbs up if you like this video and don't forget to subscribe. Let's look into the tax class 3 now. And this class comes together with the tax class 5. These two tax classes are always assigned to married couples. So what do I mean by that? So if you and your partner both are working, then one of you will have the tax class 3 and the other one will automatically be assigned the tax class 5. So which one of you will be assigned the tax class 3 or 5? That actually is up to you. I mean, you can decide for yourself which tax class would you or your partner will be having. This can only apply if the difference in monthly income between you and your partner is big. But you might ask yourself, is there a benefit for doing this? Or why would you do that? So in tax class 3, you would be paying less percentage of your salary in taxes. This would automatically mean that your partner will be having the tax class 5. But since your partner will be having the lower income, they will have to pay higher percentage of their salary in taxes. And you, the higher earner, will be paying less taxes. And in this case, most couples go for this system, like the higher earner will get the tax class 3 and the lower earner will get the tax class 5, because it makes sense and it is beneficial for the couple in most cases. So how can this be beneficial? Well, in most cases, the couple decides that the one with lower salary will work less and take care of like household or the kids, if you have kids, and the one with the higher salary will have the tax class 3, will be paying less taxes and work like, normal. And normal working in Germany is like 40 hours a week. So that way the financials and the relationship is a little bit balanced, like one is earning more and the other one is taking care of the family more. And just like I said, most couples that have the difference in salaries go for this system. But this system doesn't work if you and your partner have almost the same salaries. So what if both the couples have the same or almost the same salaries? Well, in this case, the tax class 4 comes into play. This class is for married couples with almost the same pay. In this event, both the partners have the same or almost the same income. Then you can both have the option of tax class 4. And in this tax class, there are some factors which are called tax class number 4 with factor, or in German Steuerklasse 4 mit eingetragenem Faktor, which basically means that you both as a couple will be paying a little bit more taxes back to the States to avoid tax payments at the end of each year. Because in Germany, most couples or most people, almost everyone, does a tax declaration at the end of every year or every 2 or 3 years. And it is beneficial to do that since there might be something that you're missing in the taxes. And at the end of the year, if you're doing your taxes, not that you might have to pay, some amounts that you didn't know you had. There are some different factors in these tax classes, which I won't go into. First of all, I'm not a tax expert. And second of all, there are some special cases in almost every tax class. But as I mentioned, we'll just be looking at the tax class in general, and this is mostly how these tax classes work. We talked a little bit about this tax class in tax class 3, because these two go together. As I mentioned, the tax class 3, married couples can decide which partner is going to have the tax class 3 and the other one automatically tax class 5. But I'll explain it again. The tax class 5 goes together with tax class 3. So one partner is going to have the tax class 5, most probably the one that is earning less, and the higher earning partner is going to have the tax class 3. So basically it's beneficial if a married couple designates the tax class 3 to the partner who's earning more and tax class 5 to the partner who's earning less. And the other thing that they can do is that the less earning partner will work less and take care of the household, or do a little bit more of household and take care of the kids more. And the higher earning partner works full-time, which is 40 hours a week. And that way the relationship is a little bit more balanced. And most of the married couples that have this pay gap or pay difference decide that for themselves and do that. But each couple has to decide them for themselves. Otherwise, they do have the option of tax class 4. Tax class 6 is for people who are working 2 or more jobs. Like if someone has a main job and another part-time, or another full-time is not probable, but another part-time job. And the taxing in this tax class are the highest. In this case, the main job of a person is going to have the tax class 1, but the second job, the part-time job, will have the tax class 6, and the taxes in tax class 6, as I mentioned, are the highest. So like for that part-time job, that person is going to have to pay much more taxes. So like if you're working 2 jobs and you have a main job and a part-time job, your main job is going to have the tax class 1, where you will be paying taxes just like someone who's having 1 job with the tax class 1. And for your second job, the part-time job, you will be paying much more taxes. I mean, in percentage, the percentage of taxes will be much higher than in tax class 1. So there is an important point to note here. If you are having 2 jobs, and one you have your main job, which is tax class 1, and your second job is just a mini job, it's like a part-time job, that you earn not more than 520 euros per month as of 2023, then you won't be taxed for your mini job, for your second job. So in this case, your main job will be taxed just like someone in tax class 1. And for your mini job, if you make 520 euros per month, or not more than 520 euros per month, this mini job won't be taxed at all. It can be beneficial, but again, every person has to decide for him or herself. So up until now, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments section below. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, that most people will be having the tax class 1, and you as a starter will most probably be having this tax class. So let's look into the tax class 1 to see how much you actually would have to pay if you are indeed having this tax class in Germany. in Germany. So depending on how much you earn per month, the percentage of your taxes might be a little bit different than someone within the same tax class. So basically in Germany, if you earn more, you will be paying a little bit more percentage of taxes, but the total percentage of taxes in tax class 1 are between 36 to 40% of your income. So now, if you are earning 58,000 or more in a year, like if your salary in a year is more than 58,000, you are going to pay of about 42%, 41 to 43, let's say, or in some cases, maybe even more, in taxes within the tax class 1. And of course, if we go to the other side of the spectrum, you might be paying less than 36% even in tax class 1, depending on how much you earn, and there are some special cases, but we'll leave that for now. But usually most people in tax class 1 will pay around 36 to 40% of their total income every month in taxes. Now let's look into the structure of taxes in tax class 1 and see how this 36 to 40% of your taxes is divided or categorized within tax class 1. So let me explain this with the help of an example. Let's assume you're making 4,000 euros every month. So your tax components would look like this. In this table, you can see various deductions and contributions and the taxes that you have to pay every month. And when I talk about taxes every month, or when most people talk about taxes every month in Germany, they mostly mean all the contributions and taxes together, which almost every person has to pay. Now, sometimes some of these contributions or taxes might be a little bit higher or lower, but the difference is pretty minimal. So I would say that this table is pretty accurate for most people. And the first 4 components in this table are all social contributions, which make up for 20% of your salary. So like 20% of your salary goes into social contributions. And if you're earning like 4,000 euros per month, these social contributions amount for 809 euros. And then there's your income tax, which is almost 16.4% if you're making 4,000 euros in tax class 1. And these 16.4% amount for 657 euros. And if you're part of a church community, then you would have to pay church tax as well. And the monthly church tax would be from 55 to, I don't know, like 65 to 70 euros per month. And if you're not part of a community, then you don't have to pay these taxes. So these are the components that you have to pay every month if you are making 4,000 euros per month. So in total, your taxes together with your social contributions amount for 37% of your total salary, which is always deducted from your salary before you receive rest of your amount transferred into your bank account. So this is what you would pay in taxes if you were to earn 4,000 euros per month. And I think it's interesting to know that as of 2021, the average salary in Germany is 4,100 every month. And I think it's a little bit higher now, but this is the average salary as of 2021. So that's been it for this video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next video.